Okay, so very good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to deal with the contemporary struggles in Jude the Obscure. Yes, these are my personal informations and the learning objectives that we are looking for in this is the contemporary struggle in Jude the Obscure and some of the ways in which author draw and transform attention and analyzing the different types of allusions and explaining how they create or enhance meaning. Yes, we'll go through first the introduction. Jude the Obscure, a last completed novel by Thomas Hardy, received a mixed critical reception upon its publication in 1895. And before this, in 1894, it was published in a magazine series. And yes, Jude the Obscure attacks the hypocrisy and double standards inherent in late Victorian attitudes towards class, education, and role of women and marriage. These are the points where Thomas Hardy focuses in his every works. Like he used to just write on the such areas like class, education, and marriage and all. Hardy's a fictional name for Oxford in his pursuit of education and social empowerment. Two women play a key role in the exploration of these ideas, and each highlights in a different fashion the choices faced by women at the time. Arabella Dawn, seductive, intelligent, but uneducated, manipulative, and Sue, Bridget, is Jude's cousin, intelligent and free spirited. Sue's ability to support herself financially via her career as a teacher and her opposition to marriage marks her out as some readers at the time would have readily labeled a new woman, because at that time women were like not educating herself or they weren't work, but here Thomas focuses on this character to come her as a new woman. And then we'll focus on the class and status seeking. Yes, a Jude the Obscure become the history of the worthy man's education and his failure to achieve his aims. We can see in Jude. The education system constructed by Victorian society was highly class oriented, as stated by Bishop Chakrabarti, that both Spencer and Hardy believe that whenever and wherever there is social governmental interference in an individual's life, that life becomes miserable. Yes. Then sexuality and women's right. Jude becomes infatuated with the enhanced uh, beauty of glorious Arabella Dawn. Yes, Arabella becomes a symbol of the flesh. See, she is present here as an uneducated, practical woman with a materialistic thought process, and is clearly identified with her character. We can see that how flirty and that Arabella is. Grace, Tease, Sue, and almost all the heroines fit into the 21st century concept of the independent woman. Kathleen Black has stated Lloyd Ferrando critiques Sue in contrast to other new women heroines of that contemporary period. Hardy shows how and why Sue Bridget is a free woman but repressive personality, sophisticated but infantile, passionate but sexless, independent but hitting man, conventional but unconventional. Yes, we can see in her. Marriage and morality. The conservative society doesn't permit the free union between the two persons, as it only accepts the bond assigned in paper that promises the endless compromises with the person's natural self. Yes, we all know that Jude and Sue were not married, but they do live as a couple, but they were not on the paper. So the society was not ready to accept them. The unwed mother is considered to be socially unacceptable. Yes, the mother will be forced to feel guilt for the work that she has innocently performed. This has become the meaningless conviction that there is something wrong with a woman becoming pregnant unless she has promised to live with one man forever. But for better or worse, one meaningless conviction gives sustenance to another. Yes, it is so. This again become a conflict between social norms and natural intuitions. Yes, destiny and determination. Sue at a point where after losing her child, she was like, there's nothing, because she thought that she is not following that, she was not religious. So she thought that that's why this all is happening. We can see her life is full of tragic and hardship they both are facing. So yes, she somehow starts blaming herself as a responsible for their death, children's death, and everything. She somehow accepts the social construct as her destiny, which takes her into the custody of marriage. The relationship between Jude and Arabella, Sue and Phillotson are formed on the basis of deception, as they are devoid of the true sense of love. This brings dualism. The failure in those marriage established Hardy's notion of duality. That is an important aspect of Victorian era, but seeds of the broken marriage is deeply rooted in the context of modern era. Yes, what was the purpose of discussing all such? Enriches the perspective of exploring ideas. Like during that time, also Hardy wrote such brought such a new woman, and we can make connections between the values, personalities, and what issues at that time and which we are facing today also. We can pay respect to our literary predecessors, spark intertextual conversations, challenge a widely expected view, or to subvert a traditional idea or narrative, and make a readers think or reinterpret the meaning. Yes, so when we conclude, it's like the hardy perspection of new idea about femininity and marriage by presenting the hot contemporary issues of new woman and free union through the development and presentation of Sue Bridehead and her free union with Jude, respectively. Hardy's presentation of Sue Bridehead as a new woman and employing the free union is marked contrast with the 19th century convention of marriage as a bonded pair in is Hardy's closing up upshot of his final novelistic attempt. Yes, these are my references. And thank you. Now, if anyone have any questions, can ask.
Unnati, my question is, how does gender inequality and women's role in society manifest in the novel?
Okay, yes. Gender inequality. Obviously, we can see that how both that Sue is like we can see in Sue that how they both are like Sue was a working woman. That was her personal choice. But when we look toward the Arabella, she chose to become a housewife and like a housewife, but cutting that meat and flesh and all. So that was about that. And inequality, we can see that whereas she was felt guilt because she was pregnant without marriage, without getting, but whereas Jude was not because he was, but he was not blamed as such as a woman is blamed for being a parent or as such. Yes, next.
My question is, what are the consequences of the character's pursuit of personal happiness in a repressive society?
Okay. Personal happiness, it doesn't seem like personal because interference of society, and throughout their life they both faced hardship and struggle. uh, so I don't found any personal happiness. Interference of society was quite much. So yes, thank you.